All right. Let me see. No YouTube. It should be on both now. It should be working because it's showing me that it's live. I just YouTube, Road to 750 on YouTube. YouTube, Road to 750. Okay, so I see comments now, so it must be working. Can you see me and can you hear me clearly, Dominique? Rather, let me make sure you can see the screen as well, because that's the most important. All right, so so it looks like it's working now. Looks like it's working now, guys. All right, my bad, y'all. I had a hiccup, as always. Don't I always have hiccups? So let me start all over. So today I'm gonna fill out disputes with you guys. So I am using mock credit reports, and I'm gonna go through it as if I'm gonna send the letters tomorrow, basically. And I have different credit reports. So we'll see some with charge-offs, we'll see some with collections, and you get the gist. So we'll be able to see we'll be able to see, different types of accounts. So that is not just, cut and blank, because I'm sure you guys will be able to relate to at least one of the reports that I have. And that's what we're gonna do today. So do you guys have your credit reports? I know I probably asked you already, but I need to ask you again. Do you have your credit reports, and do you have your kits? Credit reports and kits. All right, I see a lot of y'all saying, yeah. You are TikTok. I am on YouTube, and you'll be able to see my screen. Road to 750 on YouTube. Road to 750 on YouTube. Give me just a second. You'll see my screen. I was just checking the sound and stuff like that. And also, guys, so some credit cousins have been so grateful enough to let me be able to use their reports as examples. I will be crossing out, of course, their current address and stuff like that. So just FYI. And by the way, thank you to the few who sent me your credit report so that I can use. Just thank you. All right, so you're driving. No, you can't be driving and filling out. Well, I guess you could just listen, so that's good. Road to 750 is the YouTube channel, guys. And anyone can see it. So you don't have to be in a group to be able to view the live, because I am broadcasting from YouTube as well. All right, so the first report, I will be pulling out the first report in just a second. All right, so let's pull up that report. Yes, we will be filling it out. So, and also someone did send me their report with a bankruptcy. So we'll be also discussing that as well. How exciting. And I'll be able to show you guys exactly how you need to challenge your bankruptcy, what you need to do, blah, 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 blah. So I'll be basically telling you everything except when to mail them, how to mail them. Well, really, how to mail them is just to put a stamp on them. You do not have to send certified. And then I'll address what letters that I usually send certified and the reason why. So, and also this mock, we're gonna, obviously we're not gonna be able to wait 30 days. So we're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna exemplify as if the items are constantly being verified, right? Because that's the worst case scenario. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's pull up the credit report. And then, you okay, Kobe? I need to pull up the DIY kit as well. Those are all old addresses, guys, just FYI. Let's pull up the DIY kits. Kobe, no, what are you barking? He's not barking at nothing but the leaves. It's okay. Can you guys see the credit report clearly? Can you see the, let me see if I can zoom in. Perfect. So you guys should be able to see it really clear. We can see now your picture and name. Okay, great. Actually, I think I can make me smaller so they, oh no. We need to make me smaller. Nope. All right, so yeah, that's the biggest the screen is gonna get, unless I do this. It's kind of blurry. See if I can go in a little more. Can you? I know y'all can see that, right? Because it looks clear to me. Can you see that? It's tiny. Can you see? Is it better now? It's better now? Okay, good. All right. No, I keep saying no's. Let me know when I can get started, y'all. Let me know if y'all can see it. Okay, yes. Okay, perfect. Let me get a drink of water, then we're good to go. If you're on your phone, it's probably best it's probably best to put it in landscape mode so that you can possibly view it on a larger scale. I'm assuming. Okay. All right. So, can I open in another tab in Word so that I can show the DIY kit? All right, we're just gonna go with this. So if you had a DIY kit, and actually let's take a look at the DIY kit really fast. So that I can show you the first letter that we're going to deal with, which is the personal information letter. So if you have your DIY kit, I'm sure you are already familiar with this, but for the ones who do not have a kit or don't know what a personal information letter is, it'll be on the screen shortly. All right, so when you start your credit repair process, your first letter that you're going to send to the credit bureaus should be a personal information update request letter, or you could just say personal information letter for short. And that's because theoretically, the credit bureaus do process disputes in the order in which they were received. So the only way we can, okay, my bad. I thought I clicked on the wrong tab. The only way we're able to control that is if we try to push our personal information dispute sooner than our regular disputes. Because if we send that first, then theoretically they will open that first and process that dispute. But I'll let you guys know. They do not, they will not always just go ahead and delete all of your personal information, with one request. It just doesn't work like that. Only because how the credit bureaus are set up. They like to keep a hold of that information, meaning your personal information. They make their money that way by selling that information, and they verify your debts that way by comparing that information. So when we take a look at the credit report, you will see that, and when I say my credit report, just assume it's mine. Just assume it's mine. So when you look at my credit report, you can see that there are plenty of addresses, names, and things like that that I'm going to want to get rid of. So when it comes to filling out the personal information letter, that's going to be the first thing that we target. And let me pull it up. So let's pull up the personal information letter first. Right here. All right. So this is the personal information letter. This is the personal information letter. And as you can see, what we're going to do is you're going to put your name. Oh, hold on. I can't type on the way. It's not in edit mode. Let me put it. How do I put it in edit mode? Hold on, y'all. Let me put it in edit mode. But so pull up your personal information letter while I get the editable document. Okay, Word. Here it go. I had the PDF up. That's why. Okay, I have it. So pull up. I bet I gotta take. Pull up your personal information letters and then pull up your credit reports so that we can be looking at the personal information section of your credit profile as well as the personal information letter. And then we're going to fill it out together. All right, let me pull mine up. Here it goes. I got mine up. Can y'all see mine? Yep. I'm gonna make it bigger. I know it got smaller from the last one. I'm gonna make it bigger. All right. Oh, that's maybe too big. All right, here it goes. This is the personal information letter, guys. And let's go ahead and fill it out. So if you have a report with more than one name, more than one address, more than one employer, more than one phone number, more than one co-applicant, I need you to send, well, I need you to send this letter anyway, because I've never seen a report with only one address, one name, or something like that, unless you're like maybe 18, because the personal information section of your credit profile is a record since you were 18. So all of the names, addresses, employers, and all of that has been associated with you since the time you started building credit is going to be in the personal information section. So we want to clear that up. So let's just say this was my letters. This is exactly how I would fill it out. You will put your first and last name, as you can see. I'm going to put a fake address, 1234 Blade Street. I don't know. Let's do the hometown, St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis, Missouri, 63112. And then for the credit bureau's name. So make sure that you guys fill out 3 different letters, because you're going to have to send it to every single credit bureaus, which is TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, right? So let's just say we're sending this one to, I guess, Experian. Let's say we're sending this one to Experian. And if you have the DIY kit at the top, I already gave you the addresses in which that you need to send it to. So Experian's address is P.O. Box 4500. What the hell? Hold on. How do you go back? All right. P.O. Box 4500. Allen, Texas, 75013. I'm going back to the personal information letter right here. So we're going to delete where it says credit bureau name, address, and whatever, and we're going to paste the credit bureau's address. I got that part. All right. And we're just going to fill out Experian, but of course you would fill out TransUnion, Equifax, and all of that. We're just going to do Experian for right now. Okay. This letter truly worked for me. I had to go. Yeah. So, and I'll address that in just a second. So where it says, so the letter says, to whom it may concern, I recently obtained a copy of my credit report and noticed that you are reporting inaccurate information in the personal information section. To diminish speculation, my information is as follows. My legal name is, and you will put your first and last name in the slots that it says it, and you don't have to keep the parentheses. We would just put LaShonda Martin, right? If I can spell my name. Then it says, please delete any other references of names, then address. We're going to put our address. What did I say? 1234 Blade. Did I say Lane, I guess? St. Louis, Missouri. 63112. All right. And employer. So you want to put in, like I told you guys, you don't have to keep the parentheses. So yeah. So for your employer, you're going to want to put obviously your current employer. You're going to want to put it's blurry to you guys. Am I the only one seeing this blurry? Is it blurry to you? Yes, this can be addressed to LexisNexis as well. Is it blurry to y'all? I know y'all can't see because y'all got to go on YouTube, TikTok. You got to go to YouTube, Road to 750. Actually, you ain't going to be able to see even if I do it like that. Hold on. Let me see if I can. No, y'all ain't going to be able to see it. So y'all might as well go to YouTube. I told y'all that. Y'all can't see it anyway. All right. It's not really as clear. Okay. So your employer, you're going to want to put your current employer. If you're self-employed, then you're going to put whoever, you work for. I'm going to put Road 750 LLC. That's what my actual credit report says. Phone number. You do not have to have a phone number on your credit report, but you can. You know what I'm saying? I do have my phone number on my credit report. So that's up to you. Let's just make a fake number. 123 456 78, whatever. That's my fake phone number. And then your social security number. You would, of course, put your social security number. Right. So then it says, please remove any other information you are currently reporting as they are not accurate. I have attached my identification card as well as a recent copy of, and then whichever one applies to you, you would leave. So let's say you are attaching a copy of your utility bill, then you would just leave utility bill for your verification, right? Here's the thing with this though. If your address on your ID is current, if your address on your ID is current, then you don't technically have to send a utility bill. But what I do say, when you are sending the personal information update letter, it's probably best that you still include proof of residency as well as your ID, just as another form of identification, right? Just send it if you have it. Just send it. Yeah, everyone's saying it's clearer on YouTube, so you guys may, need to go on YouTube to view it. So yeah, so just include a copy just in case. So you would, of course, include a copy of your ID, and also where it says best regards, you would just put your name. You do not never sign any letters. So you will literally just type your name. You will literally just type your name, okay? So the personal information letter, I know you guys really didn't have a lot of questions about that, but I wanted to go through it anyway. So this is pretty cut and dry. That's the easy part, the personal information letter. You literally just plug in your information, include a copy of your ID, and then we're going to put that in the mail. We're going to print 3 copies, and we're going to send them all in the mail to TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, okay? You do not have to send it certified. You put regular stamp on it, drop it in the mailbox, or give it to your, whatever. However you get your mail out is how you need to do this letter. I do advise that you get this in the mail before you send your disputes out. Even if it's a few days, even if it's a week, I just would prefer that you get this in the mail first so that they can open this dispute first before they open your regular disputes. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to say that sending this one letter is going to clean your personal information up completely. It just doesn't work like that. In a perfect world, it would, but we don't live in a perfect world. The credit bureaus are stubborn. So you may have to send this letter more than one time. A lot of people will just go ahead and include this letter before every dispute until it's fully clean. But you do want to continue to challenge them. And also you can follow up over the phone for your personal information dispute. So, I'd never say dispute over the phone when it comes to accounts, collections, charge-offs, and stuff like that. But when it comes to personal information, because there is no investigation required, you can certainly call and follow up on a personal information dispute. Hey, just checking to see if you got my letter because I see that you have incorrect addresses on my credit report. They're probably going to ask you which ones. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Blade Street, that's incorrect, or, whatever. All right. So again, I know the personal information is pretty cut and dry, so we don't really have to go into detail for this particular letter. The next letter we're going to do is, well, first we're going to pull up the credit report and we're going to identify all of the derogatory accounts on there. So luckily I do have a credit report to show you guys. So I'm going to get it pulled up. And we're just going to go through and just literally, and I'm going to say, okay, well, this will be considered a derogatory account because A, B, and C, right? So give me a second. Let me pull that up. Let me get that pulled up. And then this is the part where you guys were having questions about. So this is, probably the most important part. Right here. Okay. Let me scroll down. All right, hold on, y'all. All right, y'all see that? We're good? Can I go? I know it's cut off right now, but I'm just saying, like, it should be the same. All right. Okay. So here is a credit report. And I'll show, and this is not going to be the only report I show because I want to go through multiple reports so that we can look at them from multiple different, views, different companies and stuff like that. Y'all can see it. Cool. Okay, so let's just go through this credit report, and we need to, because this is the thing, after you send your personal information letter, your goal is to identify which accounts are derogatory. Derogatory accounts are accounts that are affecting your credit profile as well as your credit score in a negative way. So your goal is always going to be to get those accounts deleted off your credit report, or in some scenarios in which I'm sure we'll cross that path when we come, you may have it may be better for you to ask for an update as opposed to a deletion. Okay, but we'll go through this report. By the way, I've never seen this report, so we're going to go through it blind, and it'll be cool that way. So as you can see, the first account that we are going down is a student loan. We know that because on loan type, on the loan type, it says student loan. We can see that the payment status, it's current. So far so good. There's nothing wrong with this account. It does say, okay, so right now it says day close. So it says maximum delinquency of 120 days. So it looks like in what is that, August of 2018, this account went past due 120 days. You know that a charge off usually results after at least 180 days. So this account has not been charged off. The person was able to, bring this account back current in whichever way they chose to or whatever before it reached charge off status. So right now, all we see that this account does include late payments. This is the payment history part of the credit report. So as you can see, it does say in February of 2020, she was 120 days late. January, 120 days late. So already we have a problem. Like Houston, we have a problem already, because if you can see, so if we're looking at September of 2019, it says that they were 90 days late, right? And then October of 2019, they were 120 days late, and then November is saying they're 120, and then December is saying they're 120. So the point is, they're constantly, so they went from 90 to 120, then they stayed at 120, 120 to 120, and so on, right? That's inconsistent, because how can it be 120 days late for what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months straight? And also, I know that you guys are saying that it went from okay to 90. That is normal when it comes to student loans. Federal student loans will not report a late payment until you are at least 90 days late. So that's why you will see an on-time payment next to a 90-day late. Again, that's normal. That's not something that I would even waste my time challenging, because it's just how they report. It's in their contract. Like it just is what it is. My problem is the fact that if we are comparing the payment history and the dates, it shows 90, 120, and then right here in, what is this, November of 2019, that shouldn't have still said 120. It should have advanced to the next late rating, right? Let's talk about what will happen if we challenge this and ask the credit bureaus, can you update this account? It's not really going to be a benefit to you, because you're literally asking them, can we update this account from 120 days late to 180 days late, right? Like, that's not going to help you, right? So instead, I would either try to challenge this account for full deletion, or I would leave it alone. Being that these late payments were in 2019, they do still have a high impact on the person's credit score. Anything that happens in the last 2 years is going to have a high impact on your credit scores, especially late payments. Hold on, let me get a drink. Okay, so I'm gonna choose to put this account, this student loan account, on a Bureau of Investigation ladder. Okay, but you know what? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We right now on this part, we're just marking which accounts are derogatory. So I would deem this account derogatory. Okay, so let's keep going down the credit report. There is another student loan account. And if you have any federal student loans, you will have multiple accounts reporting on your credit report, because how student loans work is you take out a different loan every semester. Technically, they count that as a new account every single semester. So you could have anywhere from 4 student loan accounts to, I've seen 20 plus, because every semester is a new account. So we're probably going to be scrolling past student loan accounts for a while, and they're usually identical. So if the other one was derogatory, this one is going to be derogatory as well. I do see, and I didn't realize it at first, that the person ended up refinancing. So it looks like they closed this and probably consolidated their student loans with another lender. We'll see as we look down her report. This is just an assumption that I'm making based on 2 accounts that I've seen so far. But because they do include so many late payments, this account is also considered derogatory. And I'm just going to scroll right past the student loan accounts, because they're usually identical. If one is derogatory, normally they're all going to be derogatory. So we don't got to go through every single student loan account. So derogatory. So right now we have 4 derogatory accounts. So let's just scroll. Okay, so we are past the Department of Education student loans. And then now we see that we have a Fed loan servicing. This is also a student loan, but it's with another loan servicer. So let's see. Let's look at the payment history is still the same. So let's just scroll past all these student loan accounts. So all of these student loan accounts are derogatory, by the way, but let's just scroll past. So here we are with a credit card. I'm on YouTube, guys. Roll to 750 on YouTube if you want to see my screen. I know y'all can't see it from that view. Y'all can't see it? I don't know what y'all better go on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, it'll be saved. Okay, so now we are at our first non-educational loan or non-student loan account. As you can see, this is a credit card. Let's see the current status. If we look at account type, it's revolving account, which is a credit card. And then we can see, where's the status? Am I missing it? Hey, money. All right. So the person whose credit report this is, they closed off this. No, it was charged off. So who is this? JPM. So the lender of this account, the bank, they charged off this account. So already, if an account is charged off, it is considered a derogatory account. So we would note this down, and we are going to challenge this account. I don't want to get into the specifics about the charge off right this second. Right now, we're just going through the report and just identifying which ones are derogatory. So this account is derogatory as well. All right, so we scroll down. Here is another credit card. So this account was also charged off because we can see it in the remarks section as well as in the payment history. If it says CO, that means it was charged off. And as you can see, it says it was charged off. However, so unlike the previous one, this account was paid in full. So it says account paid in full was a charge off. I'm going to go ahead and say that this account is probably going to be the hardest account on the credit report to actually be deleted because it is a paid charge off. Charge offs are already difficult to remove because they are still with the original creditor. And then on top of that, the account was paid. Anytime you pay for a collection or a charge off or anything on your credit report, you are validating the debt because in the eyes of the law, they deem payment as validation. So this account has technically already been validated. And it's probably not going to be removed without a fight. And I'm trying to look the only kind of like factual disputing I see that we're able to possibly do on this is because right here it says 90, 120, 120, 120, and then charged off. This is supposed to say 180 and then charge off. But we'll get to those details later. We're just identifying the derogatory accounts in which this is a derogatory. But I wouldn't put this on the same ladder as, like, let's say the previous derogatories that we've identified, because this one is paid. So it's better to let go, charge off, go to collections. No. Because an account can be charged off and then it can also be sent to collection. So that's like a double whammy. It's going to affect you negatively in both ways. The charge off is going to affect you, and then the collection is going to affect you. So no, it's not better to let it go to collections because that's not going to undo the fact that it's already been charged off. You get what I'm saying? Hope that makes sense. So the next account is a automobile account. So this was an auto loan. And it looks like, so this doesn't look derogatory. Let me see. So it looks like they were late one payment in 2015. I would not touch this account. It's just not worth it to get it deleted. Like one late payment out of, as you can see, the term length was 67 months. We're not going to erase 66 months of on-time payment for one late payment, especially because the late payment was from 2015. This account is not even affecting her negatively. It's actually helping her credit profile because it does have 66 months of on-time payments. Like that's an isolated late payment. I would not personally touch this account. So we're just going to keep scrolling past this account. We are not going to challenge this account. Yeah, we're not going to challenge this account. This is good. So let's keep scrolling. The next account, Enhanced Recovery Company, ERC, otherwise known as ERC. This is a collection account. We know this is a collection account because right on account type, it says collection. Lord. Okay. We also know that this person settled this account. As you can see from the remarks, it says settled for less than full balance, paid collection. A paid collection is hard to remove as well, but we will challenge it. It's not like a charge off. So we will definitely still challenge this paid collection. So write this down. This account, we're going to put this on our round one letter as well. Sorry, y'all. My throat is like so dry. All right, so underneath this is also from ERC. So these two accounts are with the same collection agency, which is ERC. And I think she paid this one as well. Let's see. Yep, so she paid this one as well. And again, we are going to dispute this because a paid collection on your credit report is not helping your credit report. We need to get these deleted. We absolutely need to get these deleted. And actually, what's crazy is ERC has been known to give pay to delete. So I'm not sure what happened with the payment or if they just were being, mean and not accepting the pay to delete. But normally they are really, really easy to talk to and granting pay to delete, because like I always say, if you are going to pay a collection, you need to get it deleted, because a paid collection just sitting on your credit report is not helping you. It's still a collection. Regardless, it's still a collection. The balance on a collection does not matter. So whether this balance says 0, 100, 200, 3,000, it's still a collection. So yes, we are going to challenge this as well, because we do want to get it deleted off the credit report, because it is still hurting the person's credit score or their credit profile. Right? Let's keep scrolling. So Midland funding, Midland funding. So let me tell y'all something. First of all, so we know that she paid the other two collections with ERC. I would have actually preferred that she paid Midland instead of the other ones. Midland funding and LVNV, they are just known as sue. So this account, I kind of leave Midland alone. It's kind of like poking a sleeping bear when you challenge them, because if you don't want the headache of having to go to court and fight them in court and I just wouldn't challenge them. I would try to work out some sort of agreement with them. It looks like the balance on this is $365. The original amount was $1,500. I would try to offer them $100 payment, maybe $150 at the most, to settle this account. And as we can see, the original creditor was with Synchrony Bank. If you don't know who Synchrony Bank is, they will usually always send their accounts to Midland Funding. Capital One will usually always send their accounts to like LVNV or Midland Funding. That's why when I always tell you guys, Capital One has a high rate of suing you. The same goes for Synchrony Bank. And so anytime you see Midland Funding or LVNV, it's probably best to go ahead and settle with them, because they will try to sue. So I can see based on the comments that some of you guys, you've been victim to them trying to sue you, because they will. So like I was saying, like, oh yeah, I don't like when you guys pay collections. If you are going to pay a collection, it's going to have to be like a Midland or LVNV, in my opinion, to be worth it, just so that you can avoid being sued. Midland Funding and Midland Credit Management are the same. They operate under the same parent company. So we may as well say they both, you'll probably get sued with both. What about Duke Energy sending bills to wrong address? Who's Duke Energy? Is that like a utility company in your area? I don't know who Duke Energy is. Midland is suing you now. Yeah. So if Midland does send you guys to court, I need you guys to make sure that you are going. The worst thing you could do is skip out on court, because the only thing that's going to happen is that they're going to garnish you. But if you show up to court, they're not going to garnish you. So you may as well just show up, work out a payment arrangement, and that it is what it is. Now, some companies will allow you to contact them before the court date to try to work out an arrangement to avoid going to court. But some companies will already be like, well, we've already sent the account to court. You have to just show up at court. So it just all depends. I would always try to call. Let me see if I can bring up a notepad. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna see if I can bring up a notepad on the screen, so that we can fill out the letters together. 1 second. All right. How would I do this? I don't think y'all will be able to. Can y'all see the note app? The little notepad is like a little sticky note. Can y'all see that on the screen, or is it just on my screen? Nope, y'all can't see it. Okay, so we're just gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to bounce back between screens. I know that's gonna be annoying, but we're just gonna have to do it that way because y'all can't see my notepad or nothing like that. So let's just. All right. And by the way, and the reason why I'm moving on from this is because if you scroll more down the credit report, these are all satisfactory accounts, as you can see. So these accounts are all in a satisfactory status. Like there's no point of challenging them, right? So we're just going to work on all of the accounts that we have just deemed. So just let's do a recap really quick. Let me make this. Let's just do a recap of all of the accounts that we're going to include on our first round ladder. And I'm going to show you a different credit report as well. And you'll be able to see more types of accounts. So it'll be cool. All right. So we're going to put this first student loan because it has so many late payments. So we're gonna challenge this. Remember this. So this account, well, you don't have to remember it. You're gonna look at your credit report, and so we're gonna challenge this account. All of the student loan accounts. I remember she had like 5. So let's just scroll. All of these accounts that I'm scrolling past, we are going to put it on the Bureau reinvestigation letter. So all of these accounts. The only accounts that we will not include is the Midland account and the paid charge off, which is this one. So we're not going to include any paid charge-offs, and we're not going to include Midland just because Midland is an a-hole, right? Now, when we talk about charge-offs, we'll discuss this in a minute. So I know y'all see that. I know I've talked about that, but we are only focused on the round 1 letter right now. So parking lot that, and we're going to come back to this. So just because we're not going to put this on a Bureau reinvestigation letter doesn't mean that we're not going to challenge it, okay? So for right now, we're not going to include Midland, and we're not going to include this one. But all of the other accounts that we scroll by, we are going to include them, okay? And also, she had 2 paid charge-offs. So actually, we're not going to include this one either. We're not going to include this one either. So we're not going to include any paid charge-offs, nor are we going to include Midland, but everything else we are going to include. All right, so let's pull up our dispute packet. I wonder, oh, okay, I can share my entire screen. So hold on. I got to exit out some things if I'm going to do that. Hold on. Actually, you know what? Nope. We're just gonna do what we was doing. All right, so back to the DIY kit. So we've already filled out our personal information letter. So that's already, we're gonna just pretend that we've already put our personal information letter in the mail. And now we're just gonna start, if you scroll down, literally right after the personal information letter, because here's our personal information letter that we filled out. We printed it out, we sent it in the mail, right? So now we're going to round 1 Bureau reinvestigation letter. That's the first round. It says round 1. Round 1 Bureau reinvestigation letter. So if you have your DIY kit, it says send to, and it says all 3 credit bureaus. And then the purpose of this letter, send this to the credit bureaus as your initial dispute to place the item into investigation. This is a round 1 letter. Do not expect deletions. This is just to initiate the process. If this letter results in a deletion, great. Do not expect it though. And then it says, no, there is no limit to the amount of derogatory accounts you can put on this letter. You may request investigation of as many accounts as you like, right? So if we scroll down, the letter is right here. I may have to zoom out a little bit or make it just a little smaller. Or y'all make it see that clear. All right. So remember we had, and I'm just going to make up account number. We had Department of Education, account number XXX1234. We had another Department of Education, and then account number XXX3456. And then, oops, I'm not mean to be making those extra numbers. All right, y'all get what I'm saying. So, and also on your credit reports, you will have a partial account number. That's completely fine. All you have to do is list the partial account number exactly how it's listed on your credit report. Department of Ed, and then let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 XXX, right? And then what was the last one? I think it was, y'all get the gist. Department of Education, XXX, right? We're going to include all of those, and it is going to look exactly like that. Like nothing special. Don't try to add extra. Don't be like, because I've seen people do this account. Hold on. They'll be like, this account is reporting incorrect late payments, right? Don't do that, because the burden of proof is not on you. So especially for this letter is literally, like, again, if you read this letter is literally just asking them to investigate the following accounts. It's not giving them a reason, because you never want to give them a reason. And this is also why I always tell you guys not to dispute online. Anytime you dispute online, they force you to give a reason. The burden of proof is not on you. You do not have to give a reason for them to investigate any account on your credit report. You don't have to. So this account is just a blanket dispute. Hey, basically it's saying, hey, can you investigate the following accounts and just let me know whatever you find, right? It's not, you notice that it's not asking them for a deletion. It's not asking them to update anything. It's literally just saying, hey, TransUnion, or hey, Experian, do me a favor and investigate these accounts. And then at the bottom, it says, after your investigation is complete, please send me the results. It ain't saying delete it and then send me the results. We're going to get to that, but this letter is just simple. Nothing to it. Hold on, let me see your questions. So should I not challenge them to ensure that they actually have the proper documentation to say they can sue me? What you think is the week? Just call and say, I'm so sorry. I don't understand that question. I'm so sorry. If my driver's license address is different from my current address, then you will need to send a copy of a billing statement, a utility bill, a bank statement, something recent that shows your address and your name. I'm live on YouTube, guys. Road to 750 is the YouTube channel, and my website is roadto750.net. road750.net. So is everybody with me so far? Can we move on? Or let me see your questions. Can I send this and my list, my medical bills, while sending my HIPAA letter certified separately? Can I send this list? No. So if you're going to send us HIPAA letters, then do not put your medical collections on this letter. You can't, because you can't have two challenges open on the same account at one time. So you will have to pick whichever one you want to send first, right? So if you're going to challenge your medical collections with HIPAA, do not put them on here. These are for these accounts are only being investigated or put into dispute based on one account at a time. One letter at a time. Okay. So again, this letter is kind of simple. No, the 60% sale is no longer. That was a 24-hour sale for reaching 300K and 500K. Ooh, child, hold on, y'all. Dang on. It's like I've been recording too much. I've been talking too much. I've been doing too many videos because my voice, I can't even get it back to normal no more. I need to drink like some hot tea or something. Okay. Would I still dispute student loan accounts that have been transferred to another servicer? Yes, you can. But the reason why we did include her student loans. Yeah, you definitely should dispute those because those still have impact on your credit profile. Will this change the age of her oldest account? Anything that is deleted off the credit report, like let's say these Department of Education accounts are deleted, then her credit age will be affected. It will be affected. But you have to just determine, I don't know if you were here when I was showing the report. The report included so many late payments that it's going to be worth it, even if they delete it and even if the credit age gets deleted, because the negative impact that these accounts have on her score just outweighs, you know what I'm saying, her losing just some credit age. You can always rebuild credit age. She had, I think, maybe like 8 late payments per account. It's killing her score. Because our payment history is the largest factor that, hold on, let me see who at my front door. I'm on my phone. Anyways, hold on, somebody ring my doorbell. Damn, I don't got Alexa. I don't know what it is. It's okay, Kobe. It's okay. Sit. All right, it's just a package, I'm sure. Sit down. It's okay. Sit. It's okay. All right. Hold on, y'all. He gonna bark for like 60 seconds every time he hear the doorbell. What is the purpose of credit age? Okay. So You know what? Let me parking lot that question because y'all know I don't want to get off into that. We will discuss that, but let me parking lot that. Kobe, it's okay, baby. Sit down. Sit. It's okay. Yeah. So let me parking lot that because I don't want to get off track right now. So this is just the round one letter. And again, you will print out 3 copies of this letter and we're going to put them in an envelope and we are going to include a copy of our ID with each letter. You have to include a copy of your ID with every single letter that you send to the credit bureaus because you have to verify your identity. Hold on, TikTok, because I got to see who am I doing. I'm going to make sure it ain't nobody. I'm thinking it was a package, though. Okay, yeah, package. All right, it was a package. All right, so yes, you have to include a copy of your ID. So we're done with it. Well, we're not done because you got to put your name at the bottom. Never sign your name. Always type it. I don't know why it's typing so big, but whatever. All right, so we done with this letter. And let's say the person were to have 8 different accounts, then all you would have to do is extend this and keep it going. Whatever the account name was. Let's say Navient with the account number XXX45. You will keep going as many as you have, you know? And let's say she only had 2, then you would just delete these and leave 2. Will I still send this even though my accounts and collections are only medical, or skip this letter? I would recommend that you do the HIPAA route first, and then let's say they're not deleted as a result of the HIPAA, then you would do this, you know? So yeah, I would do HIPAA just because HIPAA is just more effective when it comes to medical. And if it doesn't get deleted, then you would just challenge them like a regular collection. There's no limit to the amount of times that you can challenge them if you are challenging accounts in a different way. Child, Kobe is a Yorkie. He be thinking he can kill a mole, little bitty self. 8 pounds. Can I put a hold on, where is it? Can I put a collection for a cable company that is falling off next year on here? Yeah, you can. Disputing your accounts is not re-aging your accounts. Let me repeat that. Disputing your accounts is not re-aging your accounts. If the company does re-age the account, then that's a whole nother dispute because now they're illegally re-aging the account. Before disputing personal information. So no, you probably just joined, but before we filled out this letter, we had filled out our personal information letter and we had sent that. So this is just a round one. We're still right now. So if you're just joining, just to catch you up, here's our personal information letter. We've already filled it out and we've sent it in the mail, regular stamps, included a copy of our ID, sent it to the credit bureaus. And then now we're on the round one bureau investigation letter where we've identified all of our accounts that we're going to dispute. And I showed the credit report, and of that full account, we have decided, well, it really was 4. So we've decided that, let's say 2 accounts we're going to challenge. And then we're going to print 3 of these out, include a copy of our ID on all 3. And then we're going to assume, for the purpose of this presentation, we're going to assume that all of the accounts that we have disputed has come back verified, right? So let me put back, I just put back 3 just for educational purposes. All right. So we send this letter, we sign our name. I mean, we type our name because we never sign it. We never sign it. And then we're going to send this in the mail. And let's say 60 days has passed, 30 days has passed, however many days it took. And we got our results in the mail. And let's say all of the accounts, all of these 3 accounts that you see on your screen, they came back verified, right? What do we do? What do we do? How long should we wait in between? You have to wait for a response. Right now, the waiting time is like 60 plus business days. So no, not counting any weekends, not counting any holidays. If they reply sooner, then you're in luck, but you just need to probably, like, soon as you send it, I always say, soon as you send it, don't even think about it. Because the more you think about it, the more impatient that you're going to get. It's no rushing to it. Whether you send this account, whether you send these letters certified, whether you try to rush it in mail, you are wasting your money because it's not going to make a difference in the processing time that they have. They are given extended processing times right now due to COVID. So nothing you or me can do about it. Don't try to send a no response letter. None of that is working right now because they are legally able to take a longer time at this point. So don't even stress yourself out about how long. Literally, once you send it in the mail, forget about it. Obviously, you need to be looking out on your mailbox to see if they respond, but it ain't something that you need to be thinking about every day. I'll give you another thing to focus on, but when we get to that point, we'll focus on that. I see you guys' question about reagent. We're going to discuss that later. I just want to get through, filling out first so that we don't get off track. And then I do know that we still have that charge off on the account. We're going to discuss that. So we sent these accounts off. Okay. We sent the round one letter off. For those of you who are on TikTok, I'm on YouTube right now. You guys can go to YouTube to share my screen as well. I'm filling out a mock dispute letters, credit reports, so that I can show you guys exactly how you need to dispute your credit. Okay. And we'll talk about reagents. I do see your question and I will address them, I promise. Lord Jesus, my freaking voice is killing me. I need some tea. I'm gonna probably order me some hot tea from Starbucks. It's like I feel like it's straining. My voice is straining and it's annoying. Okay. Will method of verification be next? Not quite. So not if you are within the DIY kit. And I'll show you exactly which letter is next. And yes, you can screenshot it and type it if you wish. Yes. All right. So let's go back. Yeah, I need to drink something more. I know that. I don't got no tea in my house. I don't have no more tea. So I'm probably finna just DoorDash it from Starbucks. So let's go back to the credit report. And that's because remember when we were reviewing it, I said, let's not dispute this particular account, which were paid charge-offs, because there is a more effective way to dispute that. Let's go back to the credit report. Let me put a credit report back up. And this is not the credit report, the only credit report we're going to look at. So if this credit report doesn't resonate with you, just give me a moment. We do have other examples. So just 1 second. Okay, let's see. All right, so I'm going to specifically bring up the paid charge-off account that I also seen an error in which it was reporting. So let me bring that up on your screen. I'm scrolling down trying to find it. Give me 1 second. Forgot which account that was. Do y'all remember the account? Hold on. I'm having to scroll through because I don't remember what account that was. Okay, here it goes. Okay. All right, so hold on, let me make it bigger. All right, so this account is derogatory because it is a charged off account. So yes, it is affecting this person's credit score as well as their profile. The reason why we did not challenge it like we challenged the other accounts is because, as you can see, oh wait, this one was unpaid. Erase what I just said. So this is not a paid one, but I also still wouldn't include this account because, like I told you guys, there's a bigger dispute that we should send, and charge-offs are harder to be deleted than a collection because they are still with the original creditor, right? So look at this account. This is a charge-off account, as we can see. What I would prefer we would challenge on this account. Damn, yeah, hold on. Because in my head, I thought this was a paid charge off. So I had already kind of like came up with a solution. But now that I'm looking at it, I would actually include this on the Bureau of Investigation letter for the first round. But I know that it's not going to get deleted, right? So we're going to include it on the Bureau of Investigation letter and just pretend that I included this on the Bureau of Reinvestigation letter because we have a factual dispute that will work for this account. But you don't ever want to come out the gate and do a factual dispute first. You always want to send a blanket dispute, which is a Bureau of Investigation letter, and then follow up with a factual. So just pretend that I included this account on Bureau of Investigation, and then it came back verified. So technically we're in round 2 with this letter. What I would send for this letter, and a lot of you guys asked me for the wording of this letter, so I'm just going to type it on the screen. So we're going to type, to whom it may concern. And I'm sorry, let me explain what I'm disputing first. So if you look at payment history, this account was charged. It looks like it was charged off. Well, we can see when it was charged off. Let's see. The account looks like it was charged off. Do they have a date? Where is the date of last activity? So the last payment was made in May of 2015, as we can see from this date. And the account was charged off, it looks like September 19th of 2016. Let me make sure. So let's go to September of 16. It don't have a full payment history right here, but we're just gonna assume that it was charged off, and in the last time the account was updated, which was in 2016. Hold on. But what we are going to challenge is the fact that it says charge off for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, for 10 straight months. It is reporting a charge off, right? And this is, you know what? Now that I think about it, sorry, it's all coming to me now. This account was likely charged off because normally they would charge it off at least 180 days after the last payment was made. The last payment was made in May of 2015. So what is 180 days after that? So May, June, July, August, September. So it was likely charged off in October of 2015. Oh, right here. Sorry, I didn't even see that. I was right. Spot on. October of 2015. That makes sense. Sorry, y'all. I told y'all I was blind looking at this report. I don't know the details of it. I said, yeah, some of you guys pointed that out. My bad. So yes, this account was charged off in October of 2015. Because, like, as we can see, the last payment was made in May of 2015. A charge off usually occurs after 180 days of no payment. And as we can see, that's exactly what happened here because it was charged off. But after that payment, after they charged it off, they continuously updated the account and reported a charge off status every single month, which is why it says this account was last updated in 2016, which is in September of 2016. That should not be the case. The account should have last been updated in October of 2015 when it was charged off. But because the company is reporting the account charged off every single month, that is updating the payment date, right? So this is a perfect example of them not being able to report a charge off balance every single month, because that does update the account and it updates the payment history. So how we would challenge this, and we're assuming that we already sent this on a Bureau of Investigation letter, I would say to woman may concern, what's this account number? All right, here's the account number. I can't copy it, but I'm just going to make up an account number. I was looking at my credit report and noticed that for the account, what is this? JPM dash the account number. We're just going to say XXX1234. I was looking at my credit report and noticed that for the account, it was charged off in, what was that, 10 of 2015. However, every month, or however, how many months? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. However, up until 08 of 2016, this account was reporting an active payment history, right? It is to my understanding that a charged off account should not include an active payment history. Please delete this account immediately. Best regards. You don't have to say best regards. I just always say it. But best regards, LaShonda Martin. All right. So you can obviously reword this. I'm just you get the gist of what you're supposed to say. A charge-off account is not supposed to have an active payment history, regardless. And as you can see, the reason why it's not supposed to have an active payment history is because every single month that they report charge-off, the DOLA date is being updated. Literally, it says right here, the last update was in 2016, in 9/19 of 2016. Why was the last update a year after it was charged off initially? Right? Like, it just doesn't make sense. It was supposed to be last updated in October of 2015, because after that, ain't nothing else different happened. They're just reporting the same charged off status every single month, which is furthering the DOLA date, which is furthering the reporting time of this account. Right? So right here, if you have a charge off that is reporting CO, or charge off, then you can send a letter, something like this. I probably didn't use the best words, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. Your point is, a charged off account is not supposed to have an active payment history regardless. And you can even add, I am in fear that this is severely, oops, Beverly, child, learn how to spell severely, severely impacting my date, or not severely, incorrectly, sorry, incorrectly impacting my date of last activity, right? So screenshot that if you are having constant charge off updated on your credit report. Where's the new pink iMac? Girl, in my office, I couldn't work on it because I wasn't logged into all of my accounts and it didn't let me log in time. So I had to give it up and work on this. So we're working on the OD today. So yeah, so y'all get that point, right? Why add that? They don't care? No, they do care, because the reason why it's illegal is because the date of last activity is being updated incorrectly. It's not just a date. The date of last activity is not just a date. That determines how long this account is going to stay on your credit report. So them updating this account every single month is updating the amount of days that this account can legally stay on your credit report. The FCRA states that an account has 7 years reporting time from the date of last activity. If they literally keep updating this date of last activity, then this charge off is going to stay on her credit report for 7 years from the last date that they chose to update this account as charged off, when it was already charged off in 2015, but they're reporting that it was charged off in 2016. Does that make sense? So while you may not think that that little sentence matter, it most certainly matter, because that is what's illegal about the entire thing. That is what's illegal. Not just the charge off having an active payment history. The actual violation for under the FCRA is the fact that the date of last activity is being updated. So that's why I would recommend that you mention that, because that is the violation. So yeah, of course they don't care. They don't care about note letters that we send. However, if they're in violation, then you most certainly should point it out. And I know you didn't mean that because in a negative way. I just wanted to explain why I chose to include the last sentence. That's all. So reason, I promise you, I won't just be typing them just because I like talking to the credit bureaus. No, it's illegal what they're doing, so you have to point it out. What is the name and type of this letter? So the letter that I typed on the screen, that is not a particular letter. This would technically be considered a factual dispute. And I just formatted it to show you guys exactly how you should word it, or somewhere similar if you have a charge off that is doing this, as you can see on the screen. Can I write on this? I can't write on this. So right here where it's reporting charge off. Yeah, not happening, because that impacts the reporting time of the account. And this is the same for any charge-off account, because charge-offs are usually really hard to delete on their own. And the only time that I'm really able to effectively get them deleted is if something like this happens where they're in violation and in updating the DOLA date illegally, or if there is like some sort of other type of reporting error in which it really doesn't have a reporting error other than the fact that it's reporting charge-off every month. Lord. Why was your charge off so most of the times when a company charges off an account, after they charge it off, they will also then take it a step further and report the account as a collection. Like they'll sell it to a collection agency. So then you not only have a charge off account, but then you also have a collection account. And I'm hoping one of the other credit reports that I pulled will have an example of a charge off that was then sold to collections, because then we can discuss that and how you should dispute it and all of that. So are we all on the same page? Y'all with me so far? Y'all with me so far? Should I keep going or what? Y'all got more questions? Lord, I need a TikTok. I gotta order me some tea. So y'all gonna have to hold on. I'm on YouTube for those of you who don't know, but y'all gonna have to pause because I'm gonna order me some tea. My voice is killing me. And for the one who my throat don't hurt, it's just my voice is like gone. I've been talking too much. So I'm gonna order some Starbucks. What if the charge off has different amounts? Then that's also another factual dispute. Yes. I really don't want no tea. I really want hot coffee, but I'll get some tea. I never had a hot matcha. Let me order that. I literally can go make this drink downstairs. I'm actually a little mad that I'm finna order it. Can you send the HIPAA letter? Yes. So if it's a medical collection, then yes, you should send the HIPAA letter. I need someone to help me with this. I'm so. Help you with what? You got to say your question. Get a medicine ball. Oh, tea or peppermint. Matcha is technically tea, right? It's technically tea. Oh my God, I'm finna Starbucks for a freaking $4 order. They're gonna charge me $10. And it is $10. All right. Place my order. Okay. Let's keep going. Yes, this is still round one. I know. It's still round one, but I wanted to tell you guys why I wasn't challenging certain accounts in particular ways. All right. My bad, y'all. Nope. All right. Yes, the DIY kit is 20. You can get it on my site, road750.net. All right, so we are done with this account because this is the second round, how we're going to challenge it. Because we've already put this account on the first round, because you never want to like go out, like start off with a factual dispute. You always want to send the Bureau of Investigation letter first and then save the factual dispute for if and when they verify the account. Okay. So I'm gonna pull up another report. So give me a second. It's gonna stop the screen. Sherry probably just gonna have to look at me for a second. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull up another report. I think the other report is like TransUnion or something. Let's see. I don't know. Let me not get the line. Hold on. So we've already filled out one. Hold on. All right. I'm trying to see if one that we have I got bankruptcy or something, but hold on. All right, so here's another report. Well, hold on. Let me block out the person's name or their current address. All right, so this is actually a really good example because this is a smart credit report. We'll be able to go through and compare all of them. So this is a good example just for teaching purposes. So let me pull it up. Why is that so small? Hold on. All right, it's back big. So we're going to skip the personal information section on this letter because that's kind of like, you know, point blank, period, and to the point. I mean, point blank, period. So we're just going to go straight to the accounts. Let me share my screen. All right, is that clear or do I need to make it bigger? Yeah, I keep saying the process is frustrating. Yeah, it's frustrating, but it's frustrating having bad credit too. Like, so you gotta pick your frustration. I keep telling you gotta pick your frustration. It's gonna be frustrating getting denied, you know, not being able to improve your credit, but it's also gonna be tedious and frustrating going through the process of fixing your credit. However, it's gonna be so worth it. It's gonna be so worth it. So stick with it. I get you, you know, probably make it bigger. I know it's frustrating, but like it is what it is. That's the biggest I can make it, y'all. It's the biggest I can make it. Is that cool? Can y'all see that? Lip, dry throat, dry child. We all messed up. Bigger, please. That's the biggest. Let me see. If I do it any bigger, it's gonna cut off important information. Is that good? Can y'all see that now? And yeah, and by the way, if you're on Facebook, you probably should come to YouTube because it'll be clearer and you can see it better. So you may need to come over to YouTube. It's blurry. Are you on Facebook? No, you on YouTube. Y'all can't see it? It's blurry. Okay, so I may need to make it a little smaller. Still blurry? Yes, this is smart credit. How do you get a great question? Let me show you. All right, so for those of you who are asking how to get your report like this, you can get it from smartcredit.com/road to 750 plus. And the reason why I gave you my direct link is because you can download your report like this for just $1 if you sign up for the trial, but you need to cancel it before 7 days. So what many people do is they'll go and make their account, pay $1, download their reports, and then cancel the account. It's really easy like this because a lot of people don't like looking through 3 different credit reports, and you're not able to compare. I mean, it's easier to compare when it's like side by side like this. So that's why I do personally recommend that. I mean, it's well worth the $1, but I recommend that you do it that way as well. Go and get it for $1, cancel it, and then you can download your credit reports. This is how I made mine. Yeah, so it's just a lot of people it's just really easy to understand like this because it's literally side by side. So here's the link if you want to get it. And let me take that off the screen because we're going to go through this report. And no, so if you just go to smartcredit.com, it's not going to give you the option for the $1 trial. That is, you can do that under my link. It's worked out in the plan that I have with Smart Credit. All right. Are y'all ready? Can y'all see it? Y'all say y'all can't see it? Y'all said it's fine. Can we go? Or what? I don't think I can make it bigger, y'all, because it's, oops, see, that's too big. I think this is the biggest we can make it. On YouTube is big. Yeah. Yeah, so right now we're going through credit reports. My bad, yeah, I'm updating TikTok. We're going through credit report. Well, I'm going through credit reports, and we're filling out dispute letters so that everyone is aware on how to fill out theirs, what things to look for, and stuff like that. LexisNexis removed my bankruptcy. Now let's get ARS. Yes, congratulations. All right, I know y'all can't see the screen. Y'all gonna have to go on YouTube because I can't show y'all the screen on TikTok. All right, so this first account, can y'all see that is like what type of account it is? A report that shows our bureau side by side so that you can compare. I have Smart Credit. It's really having if you will be cleaning your credit. Yeah, it's that, and I say that too. Like it's definitely worth it. If especially while you're like in the process. You don't have to keep it for life, obviously. Or some people would just keep it just to get their reports like this and then have a reference point on how they should challenge things. And screenshots from Smart Credit, like you can send them directly to the credit bureaus as well. So it's really good in that aspect. It looks good. All right, I'm gonna get started. So let me take the banner off so y'all can see the screen. The link isn't working. Smart Credit, did you type it in right? smartcredit.com/road to 750 plus. It should definitely work. The live that we're broadcasting is also on YouTube as well, but it shows clearer on YouTube than in the Facebook group. You don't need a code. If you just go through and sign up for the premium account, then you will only pay $1 today. You need to cancel within 7 days or you will be charged $24.95. So again, it's a trial. It's a $1 trial. So as long as you cancel before 7 days, I would cancel today. Like many people just download their report, cancel it today, and it is what it is. But yeah. Cancel it for 7 days or don't be yelling at me when they charge you that $24 because it's a trial. So 7-day trial, you pay $1, download your report, cancel the account, or you can choose to keep it. Many people do choose to keep it just because they do like this during the process. It's up to you. But if you want your report like this, it's $1. All right. Yeah, so I'm finna get started because I'm just like making everybody wait. So this is another credit report. And as we can see, this first account right off the bat, we know that this is a derogatory account because of all of these late payments. Is there a way that I can write on the screen? Nope. Is it? Hold on. I wish it was like a presentation where it lets me like write on the screen. And it's just not. Oh, I can. Okay. I done found out how to write on the screen. It's over now. Okay. So as you can see on this report, we know that is derogatory. You just let me write. Why is it not letting me write now? We know that it's derogatory because of all these late payments right here. Can y'all see the writing? Yeah, y'all can see it. All right, so we know it's derogatory because it is, well, actually it's charged off. It's charged off because right here it's charged off. It charged off in October of 2019. You don't need you guys don't need a sponsor code. Just go through, if you use the link, go through and pick the premium account, and then it's going to ask you for $1. You don't need a sponsor code. So this account is charged off. So we already know that it's derogatory. But when we look at, where's the balance? The balance, oh, okay, so this is an unpaid charge off. So this is different from the other. So this account is charged off. And if we look, oops, I can't draw. Oops. Okay, so if we look at the balance owed, it's still owed, so it's not paid. It's not paid, right? So we would challenge this. We would challenge this. Yes, it's going to be harder to get deleted than just like your typical collection. However, we still will challenge this because it's an unpaid charge off. All right. So this is going to go. Can I type? Let me see if I can type. I'm probably doing too much trying to type. Hold on. Oh, whatever. So yeah, so we're gonna challenge this. Oh, text right here. So we're gonna put this on Bureau Reinvestigation Letter 1. I mean, Bureau Reinvestigation Letter. So this is going on Bureau Reinvestigation Letter, right? Because this is a derogatory account. All these late payments, and it was charged off. Okay. So then if we scroll down to the next account, this account has to go. This account is killing. This account is killing this person. But look, let's talk about this. This is an account that is not reporting to TransUnion nor Equifax. It's only reporting to, it's not reporting to TransUnion or Experian. It's only reporting to Equifax. So we can't do a factual dispute because we have nothing to compare it to. It's only on Equifax. So I don't know if the person has previously gotten it deleted off these other credit bureaus, or if it's only ever reported to Equifax, because that's perfectly legal and perfectly fine. They don't have to report to all 3 credit bureaus. And this is also why a lot of times your credit scores will vary. Like, it will be different. I'm pretty sure this person's credit score, Equifax score, and Experian and TransUnion are vastly different, just because there's an additional derogatory account on their Equifax report, right? So this account is a killer. We definitely are going to challenge this account. And as like the other one, it ain't letting me paste it. Oh, it's pasting it over. So we would also put this account on Bureau Investigation Letter, which is the round 1 letter, right? By the way, if you are doing a factual dispute, do not do a factual dispute before you do the round 1 Bureau Investigation Letter. Do not come out the gate with a factual dispute. Don't do it. All right. So then if we're scrolling down, so here's an example of an account that has multiple on-time payments, but it also has multiple late payments. So then we need to decide if this account is probably hurting this person more or helping this person. So this is an auto loan because account type, it says auto loan. And we can see that it had a 48-month loan term. I can't talk. A 48-month loan term, right? Out of 48 months, we are seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 late payments, right? And this account is currently open. So we got to take all of that into consideration before we decide if we are going to dispute it or not. Exactly. So again, you do not have to send a screenshot with any factual dispute. You don't have to send a screenshot. But anyways, so this account is open. It's a car. They were late 4 times. And when did they open this account? So, and it has a term length of 48 months. I personally would not include this on a Bureau Investigation Letter. If we even do the math, let's just say this person has outside of these isolated 4 late payments, because they are isolated, they're not consecutive. Like they had one in March, they had one in July, they had one in April, they had one in September, right? So technically that's considered an isolated late payment. Even if it's multiple, it's still considered isolated late. It would not benefit this person to get this whole entire account deleted just on the simple fact that they have 4 late payments, right? Instead, because this account is still open, and they're almost done paying this account off, because the balance that they owe is only $4,000, and the original amount, as we can see, was $11,000, right? So like, I mean, they're pretty much halfway done, almost halfway done with paying this account off. I would not challenge this account with the credit bureaus. What I would do if I was this person is I would write a letter to their lender and try to justify these late payments. I won't challenge all 4 of them at the same time. What I would do is, let me see, I can type on here. So we're going to act like this is a letter. I hope y'all can see this. Let me put it up here so y'all can see it. So let's just cultivate a letter for this particular scenario, and we're just gonna assume that we do not. Somebody on my front door again. Oh, is that my Starbucks already? That would be lovely. Oh, yay, it's my Starbucks. I'm gonna have to go get my Starbucks. Kobe. So what I would do is I would write a letter, because again, we're not challenging this letter. We're not challenging this with the credit bureaus. Instead, I would write a letter to credit acceptance and say, you know, I would try to justify 1 late payment at a time, because even if we pick away, Kobe, bro, chill. Oh my God. Even if we pick away at 1 late payment at a time, it's still going to help the credit profile as well as the credit score. Anyway, even if it's 1 out of 4 late payments removed, it's going to help. So the one that is going to benefit this person the most is the most recent one, which is September of 2020. That's super recent. So we were under COVID in September of 2020. Kobe, sit, baby. It's okay. It's okay. So I would say, like, hey, I would do a Goodwill letter. I don't even feel like typing it all because it's a Goodwill letter in the DIY kit. I would send a Goodwill letter to credit acceptance, and I would only try to justify 1 or at the absolute most 2. But because these are isolated, I actually would just stick with 1, because it's not going to make sense if you say I lost my job in April, but that led me to also make 4 on-time payments and then miss it in September. That just doesn't make sense. So I would try to just go in with 1. Hey, you know, maybe try April. The September late payment is going to have a bigger impact on the score because it's the most recent and it's not even a year old. So I would try to justify that late payment. I had got back on track. Maybe I was temporarily furloughed due to COVID. Whatever. I ended up being able to make those May, June, July, August payments. However, September came around and, you know, it slowed up at work. I wasn't getting the hours. Whatever you got to say to justify 1 late payment. And send it directly. If you had a CEO email, send it to the CEO email. But if you do not have a CEO email, then you would just send it to their company's address. So not the credit bureaus. Because if you dispute any open account with the credit bureaus, you always run the risk of the account closing. So it's not worth it. It's a 48-month auto loan that she or he has 4 late payments. It's just not worth it to erase 44 months of on-time payments for 4 isolated late payments. Right? Oh, they don't care. See, I've never dealt with this company. People saying it ain't gonna work. But I mean, I would always try. The worst thing they could say is no. And if not, then this is just an account that this person has to bite. Like, I wouldn't challenge it. I personally would not challenge it, because if you run a risk of them closing this account, it's gonna hurt your score more anyway. It's gonna hurt your profile more anyway. So if they ain't gonna update it, then you just have to bite the bullet and build on top of this late payment, because everything you're not going to be able to correct on your profile. You are going to have to build around certain things. I'm gonna go get my tea though. You are going to have to build around certain things and just, you know, keep it pushing, right? So again, I would not challenge this account, even though it does have 4 late payments. I wouldn't challenge it. Only type of letter that I would send for this account is directly to the company. So give me 1 second, y'all, because I am going. All right, I'm back, y'all. My bad. Child, I had to go get my stuff. I had to get me a snack and stuff. Okay. I never had matcha hot. I don't know if it's my favorite, but I'll drink it. Okay, where was we at? I'm trying to read y'all questions to make sure I didn't miss any, like, important questions. Okay, so the next account is only reporting to. Did we do this one already? Okay, so it looks like this is the same. It is the same company as this letter, and it's only reporting to Equifax. So I'm confused because it says pay. So we're just gonna. Okay, this account is paid, so we wouldn't dispute this anyway. It's paid, and it doesn't have. It wasn't charged off or anything. So this is cool. It's cool on that. Okay, so then the next account, the smart credit link, it was this. It's on the screen. Okay, so the next account was charged off. Oh, let me get my my pen back on. Let me see. So as we, come on, bro. Right. Okay, I had to make sure it was right. All right, so this next account, as we can see, the account was charged off because it says charged off account. And let's see, what is the balance? Okay, so it's damn. Wait. Okay, so I already see a factual dispute that can be made. But yeah, I know we don't start off with factual disputes. But if we were trying to look for a factual dispute on this report, pay attention to this. It says the high balance is $700, but then it say the balance owed is $1,200. For reference, and this is for any account, regardless of what account it is, the balance owed cannot be higher than the high balance. The high balance has to reflect the highest that the account has ever been, like the highest balance that has ever been associated with this particular account. Damn, that's crazy. Already my throat feel better, even with just this. I've taken 3 sips. So yeah, I was right with drinking hot tea. Do you recommend before disputing to send out a personal information? Yes. Always send out a personal information first if you can. Yes. So yeah, so I would dispute this account. Bureau of Investigation. Let me get my little, this thing. So I would also include this on Bureau of Investigation. Come on, why didn't you do it? What did I say? You said, can I re-say what I said? What I say? Facebook should still be, Facebook's still on. Facebook and YouTube. All right. So let's keep scrolling. This account is in good standing, no late payments, not charged off. So, I mean, this account is helping. We wouldn't even touch this account. And then, as you can see, the following, we already know based on this, that the following accounts that we're going to that we're going to look at is going to be collection accounts. The first one is portfolio. Ha ha ha. Let's talk about portfolio. Portfolio does pay the deletes. Like, I'll just go ahead and say portfolio does pay the deletes usually. So anytime you have portfolio on your report, I definitely will call them to see if they will accept a settlement on the account in exchange for a deletion. You always want to get it in writing. You always want to get it in writing, whether they email you or mail you. You want to make sure that they are going to abide by their pay to deletion, their side of the deal. If you make a payment, make sure that they ain't gonna try to finesse you, because some collection agencies definitely will. Oh, y'all can see the computer. They definitely will. And as we can see, oh, and so you guys always, when I always say, like, make sure none of your collection accounts are reporting a past due balance. You can look at it here. If it says past due amount, if it says anything other than 0, then you need to challenge that, because the collection account should not include a past due balance. And shit, look at the data last activity. This is why I like Smart Credit, because look at the data last activity. You probably would have missed that looking at your regular credit reports. These are, hold on, let me move my sloppy line. First of all, how is TransUnion reporting the data last activity of May 13, 2021? So last week, and then Experian is reporting 12/1 of 2020. No, absolutely or wait, is that on the same line? Maybe I'm tripping. Hold on. Probably not. Hold on. Yeah, that's the same line. Okay, I thought I was tripping. Yeah, data last activity. Look at the differences. Look at the differerences. May of 2021 and then December 1st of 2020. Absolutely not. You need to write a letter. Well, whenever I tell you guys to do a factual dispute, which is factually challenging anything that's reporting on the account, always assume that we've already put the account on a Bureau of Investigation letter and it's been verified since, at the very least. Okay, so I'm never going to go out the gate with a factual dispute. I just FYI, I keep saying that because even if I address a factual dispute, in our pretend world, we had already sent rounds 1 and 2. Yeah, Portfolio is one of the companies that I've never seen them try to okay, after payment, they usually really would delete. Like, I've never had an issue with them. So again, that's why I always say, go ahead and pay Portfolio, because they're going to delete it anyway. All right. So do y'all see the data last activity being so freaking different? No, absolutely not. That would be a reason for a dispute. They can't be. It's the same account. The data last activity was either what TransUnion is saying, or it was either what Experian was saying, but it can't be both. It's the same account. Same account. So that would also be another area that we can dispute. All right. So then the next account is also with Portfolio. The problem with this is it's only reporting on Equifax. So, or actually, I think these are the same accounts. I think, let me see. Capital One. Yeah, these are the same accounts, y'all. These are the same accounts. Unless this person has had 2 accounts. No, I don't think they had 2 accounts because the balance are the same. Yeah, these are the same accounts. So this was actually supposed to be up here. So the same rules apply. Same rules apply. So let's fill out the round 2 dispute letter. Let's fill out the round 2. I'm eating. I didn't know it was going to go to me in the big screen. Hold on. Oh my God. Okay. Here's the dispute letter. I had to get a little snacky snack, y'all. My bad. Okay. So this is our, for those of you who are just joining, we already did our personal information letter. We did our round 1 letter. Now let's go to round 2. So the purpose of a round 2 letter. The purpose of a round 2 letter. You send it to all 3 credit bureaus because it is a follow-up for the first round letter, right? Send it to the credit bureaus after your initial dispute to use as a follow-up to the initial dispute request. Do not send this until after you have received a response from the credit bureaus. The only items on this letter should be in response to any item the credit bureaus verified, right? Following your round 1 dispute, okay? So this is a follow-up letter. All of these letters that we put on, all of these collections that we put on here, we shouldn't get to round 2. And as a matter of fact, you literally can go ahead and copy these. Damn, if I figure out. You literally can go ahead and copy these, right? And once you get to the round 2, put them right on there. Now, let's say one of the 3 accounts that we challenged was deleted in round 1, then we just obviously would not include it in our round 2. You never will follow up on a deleted item, you know? But one thing that you should not do once you get to a round 2, don't use this as an opportunity. So hold on, let's just say that they verified everything. Don't get to the round 2 letter and then all of a sudden decide, let's say you had another collection that came on your report or whatever, you realize that you forgot to challenge a collection. This ain't the time for you to go in and put ABC collections, you know, and add a whole separate account that you never even initially challenged. Absolutely not. This is a follow-up letter. It should mirror your round 1 letter. And the only exception to that rule is if the account was deleted, right? So no new accounts should be on a round 2 letter if you didn't already initially dispute it with these accounts, right? So now is not the time to add this other collection account. You would have to start that collection account on a round 1 letter on its own. It's not at the same process as these accounts. It's always best to follow up within 15 days of them replying to you. So whenever you receive your results in the mail, try your damnedest to reply and follow up with your next round letter. So in this case, we will follow, let's say we got our letter 3 days ago. We should already be having this in the mail before 15 days. Just make a habit of constantly replying, consistently replying as soon as they send you the letter back. Stop waiting 60 days. Stop waiting 30. There's no point of waiting. Follow up, follow up, follow up. Okay. So, and unlike the first round letter, so the first round letter, again, we never mentioned one law. We never asked for a deletion. We never said anything. All we asked the credit bureaus was to investigate the accounts that we included, right? This letter, it says, I'm in disagreement with the items that I have listed below. So that means that I know that you did your investigation, right? You claimed you did your investigation. You claimed that they are all verified, right? I know you did it. However, I am in disagreement with your decision. And it's not being combative. It's nothing other than the fact that in the FCRA, and this, if you Google this Public Law 91-506, subsection 6, or section 611, subsection A through D, it literally says that a consumer has the right to request reinvestigation and ask for details of the investigation that the credit bureaus completed. Right? Because just because they verified an item does not mean that it's actually verified. And it does not mean that they actually went through the entire dispute process. It literally doesn't mean it in any sense of the imagination. The bureaus auto-verify things all the time. So we cannot take just their word. Just because they said it's verified, do not give up and be like, well, I guess I'm doing something wrong, or I guess it's not going to be deleted. No, absolutely not. No. Follow up. And as you can see, it says, Please provide the names and business addresses of each individual with whom you verify the above so that I may follow up, because I have that right to follow up on the accounts that you have seemingly investigated. I can follow up on these. These are my accounts. These are affecting my credit rating. So you need to give me more information other than you just saying that they're verified, because I don't have to take your word for it. Now, if you were to online dispute, you do not have this right to do so. You do gotta take their word for it. The second you online dispute or dispute over the phone, you absolutely have to take their word for it. And the FCRA states that you don't have the right to ask for a method of verification. You don't have the right to ask for a follow-up for them to reinvestigate. You don't. That is just some of the rights that you waive when you choose to dispute online, which is why I never recommend disputing online, ever, 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 right? So anyways, we are now telling them, nope, I'm in disagreement with what you said. So rerun that investigation, and give me the names and addresses in which whom you investigated or you verified this account through, so that I can follow, so that I can call them and figure out what's going on, because I'm in disagreement with your decision, right? And again, we are still well within our FCRA rights. We have done nothing out of the ordinary except follow the laws up until this point. So this is a round 2 letter. It should mirror your round 1 letter with the exception, of any deletions. With the exception of any deletions. Oh, I forgot the banner was on the screen. I'm sorry, y'all. You don't need a sponsor code. You can bypass that. Okay. So does that make sense so far? What your round 2 letter should look like? Does that make sense? You don't need a sponsor code permission. You have to pick the premium account, and it's going to show you a $1 price. You can bypass that. All right. What if we already dispute online? Go ahead and dispute the right way. You can't. And also, another thing about that, if you have disputed online in the past, you cannot follow up on those disputes. So you have to start over. You have to start an entire investigation over and send a round 1 Bureau investigation letter. All of that, because you cannot follow up on an online dispute. Go through the same step. Start from round 1. Okay. So once you dispute online, you never can dispute by mail. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that just to make an example. No, if you did dispute online, I actually recommend that you get your actual written letters out ASAP. Is what I'm saying. All right, so round 2 letter is done. It's super simple. Round 2 letter is very simple because, like I said, it should mirror your round 1 letter with the exception of anything that was deleted. If it was deleted, then we do not follow up on it. If it was updated or verified, then we definitely still include it and follow up on it, okay? Okay, so let's just say as a result, so we're disputing 3 accounts. Let's just say as a result of round 2, only 1 item was deleted, okay? So we're just going to say, you know what? Just fuck it. Let's make it hard. Let's just say none of them was deleted. Let's just say none of them, because it's very light. It's not rare that you would get to your 3rd round and you still haven't got any deletions. So for those of you like, I'm getting so frustrated with the process, I want to give up and I'm doing something wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. Just because it's not deleted in 1 or 2 rounds means absolutely nothing. You still have to keep going. So let's just say none of the accounts that we disputed was deleted. So all of these accounts we still have on our credit report. The credit bureaus are just not being friendly with us. They are still verifying all of these accounts. At this point, by the time we on round 3, it's probably been 120 days plus, really, if they took a long time. So then round 3, you have an option for round 3. So the DIY kit, and I think a lot of you get confused with this. So after round 2, it says round 3 factual disputes, right? So if you read this list, well, let's just read what I said. So after you have sent rounds 1 and 2, and you still have unfavorable results, you now have the option to send a factual. Ooh, that I did not know they said facial. That is very annoying. My bad. Factual dispute to the credit bureaus on any remaining derogatory account. I have attached a list of things you need to look for on every account to determine if you have a factual dispute that you can challenge with the credit bureaus. One thing to note, the laws get deletions, not the latter. So sending factual disputes are important as they are law and factual based, right? So here is a list of basically all the things that you need to look for on every single account so So these 3 accounts, again, none of them were deleted, right? So we're gonna go and look at every single account to determine if any of these things apply to them, right? Let's say we were looking at Smart Credit. Is any of the dates off? Is all of the balances the same? I mean, I don't have to name every single thing on this list, but if you read the list, you know, you get what it's saying, right? So let's just say all of your accounts are reporting accurately, right? Like you just don't have a factual dispute that you can send. As opposed to giving up, if you were to scroll, it also, and this is just an example of how you formulate your factual dispute letter based on whichever one of the things on this list applies to you. But let's just say you do not have a factual dispute. All of your accounts are reporting completely right. You have nothing else to do. Here's the other option for round 3, which is it's essentially, it is not essentially, it is a method of verification letter, but it can count as a round 3 letter. So you don't have a factual dispute, so we just have to use this letter and use it as our round 3. So all of our accounts still remain. So we're just going to copy and paste and send it off. I mean, you know, you will type your name. I don't feel like typing my name, but you'll type your name and you will send this to all 3 credit bureaus. But if you do have a factual dispute, then you wouldn't send this for round 3. You would send your factual dispute for round 3, right? So round 4 is where it kind of gets a little interesting, because let's just say none of the accounts was deleted even after round 3. And this is where a lot of y'all give up. Well, really, a lot of y'all be giving up after round 2. Y'all be giving up after round 2 and then come crying on the page. And I'll be like, you got to keep going. Like, even if you hire somebody to do your report, they're likely going to go, more than 2 rounds too. So you may as well just stick it out. Like, you know. So now round 4, this is the first time during this dispute process that we are going directly to the creditor. This is considered a direct to creditor dispute. So we're not going to send it to the credit bureaus. We're going to send it to the collection agency or the furnisher of the debt, whoever has ownership of the debt right now. Most likely it's the collection agencies, or, you know, whoever has ownership. So this is called a direct to creditor dispute, and you would send this, again, like I keep saying, to the collection agency. You will fill it out the name, Dear ABC Collection. You don't got to keep the parentheses. Dear ABC Collection. I'm responding to your contact about a debt you are trying to collect. You contacted me, and then usually I would just leave mail, because they have to by law send you a validation of debt letter. Like they have to let you know that you have a collection notice letter. I'm sorry. So just say mail. And you would put a date, or if you do not have the date, you could just erase on that date. You don't have to have a date. That's just an extra detail that you can add if you know that information. Also, if you do not still have the letter, then you can also erase this too. Just say you contacted me by mail. Please supply the information below so I can be fully informed. So it's a list of things that they should send you, right? And you don't have to fill anything else out in this letter, because the letter speaks for itself, except, of course, your name. When you are mailing the creditors directly, y'all can hear? When you are mailing the creditors directly, you never send your ID. So as opposed to the credit bureaus where we were always sending our ID with every round, with the creditor, you never send your ID. You don't have to. So don't send your ID. And just like with the credit bureaus, never sign your name. Just type it. Just type it. Do y'all have any questions so far? Are we good? Okay, so they do not respond. Wait 60 days between rounds. They do respond. They do respond. We repo. Oh, we respond to that within 15 days. Yes. Yep. Unfortunately, we can't control how long it's taking them to respond. We can't control it, so ain't even no point of tripping on it. We can't control it. Oh, and also, yeah. Thank you, Lolo. So with this letter, with the direct to creditor dispute, this is the first letter that I recommend that you send certified. So really, anytime you're talking to the collection agencies directly, I think it's worth it to send it certified. To spend those $3 to $4 and send it certified. When you're sending it to the credit bureaus, there's no point. But when you are talking to the collection agencies, then I personally do recommend that you guys send it certified so that you can ensure that they got it. Never sign any letter. Exactly. Never sign any letter. I don't care if you just telling them your name. Don't sign no letters, because when your signature end up on a contract and they send it to you, then you stuck like Chuck. Then it's you didn't validated your own debt. So don't do it. Not even saying that a collection agency will still do that, but historically they have done that. So to protect yourself, don't do it. Just don't do it. Okay, so this is just a direct to creditor letter. So we keep going. Now it's round 5. It's round 5. So now we're getting more like, okay, you're playing with me, credit bureaus. I've given you 3 times to investigate this account. You've not sent me anything other than you claiming that the account is verified. No. And not only did I go to you, I also went directly to the creditor, and they still didn't send me the information that's required. They didn't send me no contract bearing my signature. They didn't send me anything other than you owe this debt or trying to work out a settlement, whatever, right? So now we're getting serious. Round 5 is an intent to file an FTC complaint. It's basically just a threat. It's a threat that you should fulfill if they keep playing with you, but it's a threatening letter, and it's not as nice as the rounds 1 through 3 was, not even as nice as the rounds 4, because at this point you're playing with me. You're gonna have to produce something, or we're just gonna have to take it a step further. So I don't feel like reading all this letter. Y'all can read it, but it's a lot of words for saying that quit playing with me, quit playing in my face, or I will file a formal complaint on you with the FTC, BBB, as well as the CFPB, right? It's a threat. It's a threat to the credit bureaus. And you will send this, of course, to all 3 credit bureaus. And yeah. So then as we move further into, it's annoying me how they off track, but as we move further into the DIY kit, there are letters that you may need also on your process. So let's say you were a victim of identity theft. Identity theft is literally only if someone opened up an account in your name without your permission, right? So it's not for any accounts that you open and you just don't want to take. No. It's actual identity theft, because there is a process. You need to go to the link that I've provided in the DIY kit, fill out that complaint, download that report, send it to the bureaus, and attach it with this letter. As this letter should not be sent without your report from the FTC, right? And that's an identity theft report. And then in addition to this, I would recommend that you call the credit bureaus, and I will give them 2 weeks, because now they're taking a little while to even open the disputes. I will give them a little while to open them, and then I will call and speak directly to the fraud department. Hey, I sent you a letter. I also included a police report. Oh, girl, you gotta go put on a shirt. Oh, you taking out your hair? I'm gonna wash it, because I think they can see you. He's taking it down for me. Hold on, boo boo. So put on a shirt, because I don't know if the camera can see you or not. My bad, y'all. I had to turn the thing, because child, she just coming in here like I ain't on camera. Okay. I forgot where I was at. She just threw me out so bad, because I hope she wasn't all on the camera. Yeah. So the website is identitytheft.gov. The website is identitytheft.gov. And you will fill out the report. They're going to give you a printable or downloadable report that you are able to send with a copy of the letter. Okay. And then, of course, like I said, you follow up. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Okay. So then scrolling. Okay. So this letter, a lot of people were asking me, what is this letter for? So the letter is titled Response to ID Request Form from Credit Bureaus. So this letter is to be sent if you sent your ID, your address, and every single other identifying document that they require, and they're still stalling you by sending you a letter stating that we cannot verify your identity, because they will do that. And if they play with you like that, then there's a letter in the DIY kit for you to send. So I pretty much tried to come up with a letter that will be a response to any sort of, pushback that you receive to the credit bureaus, within the DIY kit, so that you don't have any hiccups along your process. You have a response to everything. And then here's the letter. And then the no response letter. Let me tell you this. So when I made the DIY kit, they they were a little more they were responding, and if they were not, then this letter was cool, like it worked. But I'm just going to be honest with you guys, because of the CFPB has legally allowed them to constantly extend the investigation time and stuff like that. They are not getting in trouble for not responding in a timely manner anymore. So it's really pointless for you to send a letter, honestly. So if they haven't responded by 60 business days, I always say to just send your letter again. I know it's very annoying. I don't make the rules. It's not effective. Even remember when the TransUnion employee, the ex-TransUnion employee spoke with us, what was that, like last week? He even said, like, there were no response letters. It's just like, whatever. Because they know they're not going to get in trouble. So it's like, you wasting your time sending this letter for right now, especially because they're legally able to, add more time onto the investigation right now. So, it is in there. You can send it, but I don't think it's as effective as it once was. The next letter is a reporting time expire. What does this mean? So every account on your collection report, every account on your credit report has a reporting time of 7 years from the date of last activity, right? So that would mean that if an account has been on your, let's use a bankruptcy. Chapter 7 has a reporting time of 10 years, and then Chapter 13 and all the other bankruptcy chapters has a reporting period of 7 years, right? So let's say you filed bankruptcy, 2021? So that would mean that if you file bankruptcy in, 16, 15, 14? So let's just say you filed bankruptcy in 2014, you filed a Chapter 13. The reporting time has expired, and if it's still on your credit report, here's a letter that you can send. That means that the reporting time has expired. Why are you still reporting this on my credit report? It should not still be included on my credit report. So the letter is pretty simple. If it's still on your report after the reporting time, then you will send this letter. Goodwill adjustment. Let's talk about goodwill adjustment. So the most used way that people use a goodwill adjustment letter, and especially the CEO email, is to request a goodwill adjustment from a company. Like if you have a late payment, hey, I know I have great payment history with you guys, but I had this one isolated late payment. It doesn't reflect my full relationship with you. So would you do me a favor and, provide me a goodwill adjustment because this is like infringing on my ability to buy a home or something like that. You would make up something. It's really effective for a lot of companies, but any company on this list, they do hold the right to say no. So even in the goodwill letter, if you read it, because in the DIY kit, I gave you a popular list of CEO emails. And by the way, if the company that you have a late payment with is not on this list, all is not lost. You still can send a goodwill letter directly to the company, like you will Google their company's address, and then you will send the goodwill letter there. So you don't have to send it to the email, but this is just a kind of faster way and a more, you can kind of get in there more when you email the CEO. Not all of these are actual CEOs. Some of them are in the CEO office, like they can be like a vice president, or you know what I'm saying? Like they're high in a company to the point where them or their team can make a decision on your account. People always get caught up when I say CEO emails, and they'll be like, well, the CEO of this person, okay, we get it. But also, I don't know if you guys knew this, but another reason that you can use the CEO list is if, let's say, your interest rate is extremely high. You can negotiate your interest rate. You can, if you were not approved for a credit card, you can send this email to the CEO, asking him to approve you. Can you get a manual review and all of that? Like, so it's not just restricted to, goodwill adjustments and late payments. It's just a great list to have to be able to reach companies on a higher level than you would when just calling them, because pretty much all customer service reps, they don't hold the power to make any changes. Like they can notate your account, they probably can send it up for review, but if you can kind of skip past the middleman and go directly to the source who actually has the power to make those changes, it's just really effective to have. Like, so many people use this CEO email in different ways. I'm sure I didn't even list all of the ways that it can be used, but that's just giving you a general idea of just what you can email them about. So it's not just for goodwill. Like it could be for a lot of reasons. All right. So under the CEO email list, I did give you an example of a goodwill letter. So this letter even more than any other letter in the DIY kit, I need you to customize this personal letter, because a goodwill adjustment is per your situation. Like, so everyone is not going to have the same situation. So you have to do some customizing to the goodwill adjustment letter to fit your life, your narrative, or whatever. Like, everybody can't have the same excuse, but you just have to, you have to customize it to your situation. So that's just it's like just a template on, some of the things, or most of the things that you can say, but it's better if you customize your goodwill letter. You don't have to customize any other letter, but that goodwill letter, it definitely makes a difference. All right. So the next letter is a debt settlement letter. So let's say you want to settle a debt, like you have a $500 debt, and let's say you only want to offer them $100. Here it's a settlement letter also included in a DIY kit that you would send directly to the furnisher of the debt. So usually the collection agency, and you would work out the amount that you propose. I usually start at like 30%. So let's say it's a $500 debt. You could probably start at what, $100 or $200. They don't have to accept what you propose, by the way. This is all up to them. It's in their hands. You can negotiate. If they counter offer, you can, try to see if they are allowing any negotiating room. But ultimately, it is their decision to decide if they want to accept a lesser amount on the account. And also, I really needed to include this letter in the kit because you guys know, after you do get something deleted off the credit bureaus, then you should settle the debt so that you can prevent it from reappearing on your credit profile. So I can't tell you how many times people have done the hard work and gotten all of these collections deleted off their credit report by sending dispute letters. For only a few months later, it's to just pop back on their report. And now it's like you're starting from step one. You know what I'm saying? So settle after it gets deleted so that you will not have to worry about it popping back up. That's the only legal way that you're able to prevent that from happening, because no other way is going to prevent it. Then a late payment dispute. So a lot of people, what can I do about late payments other than goodwill? What if it's a closed account? What if it's an account that they're not giving me a goodwill? Here's also another option if you have late payments. So don't just stop at the goodwill. The goodwill don't work for you, baby. Send this. So there's no one size fit all when it comes to credit report. Everything that's going to work for you doesn't mean it's going to work for the next person, or vice versa. So here's a late payment dispute letter also included in the DIY kit. And this is what I consider my random late payment dispute letter. And I'm sure if you guys have joined me on previous lives, I've probably explained this, but I'll briefly touch it again. If you have an account, let's say with multiple late payments, in this letter, I have personally gotten 2 late payments on my student loans updated personally. I didn't do it. It didn't happen at the same month. So I think it took like 5 times of me sending this letter, and I started with 4. I want to say I started with 4 or 5 late payments. I can't remember. It's been so long, but it took me, I sent this letter multiple times. And then maybe one time they would update one of them. And then I would have 3 remaining or 2 remaining. And you get what I'm saying? So I would chip away at them. So anyways, this letter is to be used for one isolated late payment. I don't care if you have 10 late payments on an account. You would only challenge one at a time, because if you try to challenge all 10 payments and talking about you made a mistake, it's just like, come on, bro. They didn't make a mistake 10 times, unless they actually did. But you know what I'm saying? Most of the times it's just not reality. So you would pick, let's say you have 4 late payments on an account, on your student loan account. You would pick a random late payment, and it's usually better for if the late payment is over a year old. The older the late payment, the better, because it just is. So let's say we have a late payment in 2017 reporting on our student loans. So we would put it on this letter. We would just pick a random late payment. You're reporting that I'm late on January of 2017. I don't know if you know, here's the account number. Of course, this is not true. I was not late on January of 2017. I request that you verify the information and update the payment history on this account as paid, never late, immediately. So this kind of like, and I hate saying tricking the system and but what it actually does is, because your letters are sent through an automated system when you send it to the credit bureaus, and it's breaking down into a 3-digit dispute, 2 to 3-digit dispute code, you kind of, I hate saying trick, but in a way trick the system, because the credit bureaus are more likely to update something rather than delete it, right? So if you say paid, never late, then the machine sometimes automatically would just go ahead and update that listing, right? So again, I'm not saying it's going to happen 100% of the time, but this has personally worked for me and a lot of people that I know. So this is just another option if you have late payments. This is just another option if you have late payments. Balance incorrect dispute. So this is actually another form of a factual dispute, but if your balance is inconsistent across the board, then you will send this letter as well. HIPAA. So the HIPAA letters are in the DIY kit. You send part 1 to the credit bureaus, part 2 to the collection agency. What else we have in here? Oh, inquiry letter to the bureau. So if you want to dispute inquiries, now I will say, even if you do send this letter, I definitely will still dispute over the phone for sure. Because they are, well, especially Experian, really in TransUnion has been lately, but you want to dispute inquiries over the phone too, but you also can send this letter. And then in addition to having an inquiry letter dispute to the credit bureaus, you guys know if you've ever challenged your inquiries, the credit bureau has likely said, you got to go talk to the company basically. So here's a direct to creditor inquiry dispute that you can send directly to the company. So of course you never should challenge an inquiry that is tied to a positive account, tied to any account that you are doing business with. If an account resulted in an inquiry, but you're actually doing business with that company, then you cannot challenge that inquiry. You only should challenge inquiries that are non-account holding, that maybe you apply for something and didn't get approved. Oh, did I make a mistake on the HIPAA letters? So for clarification, part 1 goes to the, let me look at how I got it in hers before I'm talking, because I just know about the group. Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure, because I wouldn't want any of you guys to get messed up. I think I reversed them in the kit. Let me see. This is the creditor letter. This is a creditor letter. So this goes to the creditor. So yeah. Yes. So part 1 to the credit bureaus and then part 2 to the agency. So yeah, so here's the inquiry dispute letter directly to creditor. And then I think that's it, ain't it? Let me see. Oh, a third-party bureau dispute letter. So this is a great letter for LexisNexis, Innovis, SageStream, ARS, all of the third-party bureaus. Here's a dispute letter for them. And also you can use any letter that says it goes to the bureaus, but here's one specifically formatted for them. And then a repo dispute letter is also included in the kit. You need to have your VIN number if you're going to use this letter. And then that's it. So let me stop sharing my screen. Why do I begin eating every time y'all get all close? All right. Yeah, we can talk about HIPAA letters. We can talk about HIPAA letters. Sorry. I'm not accepting clients. Not right now. My approved list is, but I'm not. Kobe. So yeah, let me end this and then just come back live on Facebook regular, because this already is a 2-hour stream that's going to be saved for people to play back, and it's long as hell. So I'm going to end this, and I will talk to you guys, shortly just for our regular Q&A, and it'll be in a Facebook group. All right, bye.